Welcome back to the Truth Be Told podcast show. I'm your host, Patrick.
I'm your host, Fred.
And this is a new, exciting episode. What we're going to be doing today. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself a little bit to the ones who don't know me. Like I said, my name is Patrick. I classify myself as a entrepreneur, a business consultant. Like I say, I do it all. So as you all can see, you all can start seeing what I really specialize in as the show go on, as the episodes get put out. You're gonna really get to know me and see who I really am.
Okay, I'm Fred. I'm a teacher, philosopher, and I'm the one who always asks questions. Does this make sense? And if it does make sense, we're going to talk about it. If it don't make sense, trust me, we're going to come out with the content.
Yes, sir. So like I say, you already know the name of the channel is Truth Be Told. So that's basically what the flow gonna be. We're gonna be telling the truth. Like I say, we already know how our platform runs. So if you have any questions about the truth, comment below. Like I said, don't be scared to comment, and we'll overview your questions and we'll see can we cover it on the next video. But like I said, this is gonna be some really hot content, and it's no more untold stories. Like I said, we're gonna explain to you how everything works. Like I say, so this gonna be our weekly schedule. We're gonna try to stick with the schedule, but see, can I throw it on the screen for you all? But as of right now, on Mondays, we're gonna be posting video on Monday. It's gonna be Monday Manifest. Tuesday is gonna be Tuesday Truck Talk. So this is for the original followers. We're gonna make sure I still integrate you all and put some really good information out there for the box truck business. And I know you all want to know what's the status on the business now, if we out of the business. So they're gonna be for you all on Tuesday. Wednesday we live. Thursday gonna be the date we drop this video. So this video, if you're watching this video, it's Thursday. Happy Thursday. This is the day we're gonna do our podcast. Friday gonna be Friday freestyle. They don't know no telling what we're gonna put out on Friday. Saturday will be open mic interviews. So we could be interviewing whoever wanna, come on to the show and get interviewed. And they got some information need to get out there. They wanna broadcast or advertise their business. You're welcome on the Truth Be Told podcast. And Sunday gonna be the Sunday savings plan. We're gonna talk financials on Sundays, and they're gonna be a really good video, really, because I have a lot of stuff that I want to put you all on how to save and integrate in the business, how to start a business. But Fred,
Yes.
it's good to have you here, and then this is gonna be a great start to the Truth Be Told. So what today's topic gonna be?
The dream. Martin Luther King's speech, I have a dream.
Okay.
And you know what? When I was listening, you go around and you ask the young people today, what is Martin Luther King's dream? And what does it mean? And the majority of people I ask don't know.
Right. I don't know the full answer to that myself.
No, in college I learned the speech, but I really did not know what it meant.
Right.
So I'm like, we got this dream, but what is going on with the dream? I mean, there's no plan set aside where it says step 1, do step 2, do step 3, and then we can accomplish this dream.
Right.
So we just got words. And like in school, we talk about the word matter.
Right.
We're looking for something tangible. But what happens is visions are not considered matter.
Right.
So it's not tangible. You can't move it. It's just there.
Right.
So we're trying to find out, is the dream meant to be an anthem for us, or is it just meant to be a vision into the future, but not a
That's
plan
a good question.
to follow?
Right. And I never looked at it that way. Like I say, was it his dream or was it a dream for all of us? And then if it was his dream, did his dream come true, or did he try to set a goal? Was it a goal for him?
But I think it was a goal, but the dream didn't come true because as I be riding in my car, I be keep on listening to the thing, the first black. This was in 1963 that Martin Luther King gave his speech, I Have a Dream.
Right.
And we still ain't got equality yet. And we got to ask ourselves, are we ever going to get equality? Or can we get equality?
Right.
And I look at it like this. If you look at the ratio of whites to blacks, there's a 6-to-1 ratio of whites to blacks. So when we talking about racism, discrimination, how can we say discrimination will end when the ratio is that large?
Right.
So we're trying to figure out, well, I'm trying to figure out that what's the plan to get to this point?
Right.
And did we have a plan? And who else has gone through the same type of stuff that we went through in slavery? Did they come out on the other side?
Right.
Did they meet the dream? Because when we talking about racism and we talking about segregation, most of them were just opinions.
Right.
So if I sit around and put an application for a job, now, how do I know that it's not racism?
Right.
How do I know that you look at my application and see my name, and then you say, you know what? He's black. That's a black person's name. And then you don't hire me based on what the job is.
Right.
Now, if it's just like a worker's job,
mm-hmm.
oh, I need workers. A slave was workers.
Right.
So oh, I call you in.
Right.
But if you're talking about a corporate job, making a lot of money, then you know they're gonna pick and choose who they want.
And I believe that, like I said, once you said it that way, like you say, just in today's time, you know, they say they have access to your social media. So if you have a Facebook, so like I say, how do I know? You say you're going on there looking to make sure I don't post anything negative for
right.
To have an effect on the job. How I know you're not looking at my race?
You don't.
You're looking to see my race, and you look. Oh no, this is not the right candidate for the job. So that make a lot of sense.
Yeah. You know, we keep on trying to go to the point where we're saying, you know what, everybody's treated fairly. But you got to think, if you keep on looking back at all these police shootings, and you got to think they supposed to be evaluated, going through psych evals, and they still doing the same thing. So come on now, that don't add up.
And let me ask you this question: that equal rights, it wasn't just for black and white; it was for everybody, right? Mexican,
everybody.
So Hispanics, Asian,
right?
So now that you look at it, like I said, what's going on now? It still is not no equal right.
It's not going to be, because you got to look at it, like you said, it's for everybody.
Everybody.
So you got to think, if I had the civil rights movement in 1964, if I would be like blacks for blacks, it's like this: we the people for the people, right? So if it's for the blacks, made by the blacks, why does it include everybody?
Right.
It don't. It includes everybody. It don't make sense.
So as my knowledge, the Indians, did they get an equal right? Did they receive what was taken for them?
The Indians received farming land, and they received grazing land in order to say compensate them for all in the night or the night in the 1660s, which they went through.
Right.
So they received it, and now they actually receive money from the government. They just got like a $87 million grant for mismanaging of their resources. So but it was there. I mean,
so did they ask for it, and did they fight for it?
They fought for what was right for them.
Right.
And then they share it with their people.
Right.
So it's not like this. We sit around and we go and say, oh, we want equal rights, but we cannot actually measure equal rights.
Right.
If we can't measure it, we can't manage it.
Right.
So I'm like, if I said, you know what, this is my business, I can measure it based on how much money this business makes.
Right.
Okay. I can manage it by cutting costs, getting something new in, and I can manage what I have. But we talking about a dream. We talking about equality. We talking about segregation. We can't measure that.
Right.
Because if you look at most people that goes into, like, well, I go to a lot of conferences. So when I go to a conference, we got segregation.
Right.
It's not a segregation as far as when we come together as a business, but when you separate, it says you go lunch. Black people don't go out with lunch with a whole lot of white people. White people go out to lunch with white people. Black people go out with black people. So therefore, we hadn't actually reached the point where we are fully segregated.
Right. And now, do you think we ever reach that point?
I don't think it's really, because you're trying to change the mindset of 251 million white folks. And we're not there. It's not like we're in their homes.
Right.
So it's not like we sitting around there making content, making movies, and we're in their house every single day, and we're actually, influencing them. We're not there.
So what can we start? Like I say, so I knew during the 60s, it was a hard task for them to do what it was doing. Okay, the concept was good. The task was hard because it wasn't too many Americans had television in their homes. They had to listen to it for the radio, and from the radio broadcast, like I say, they had to go from city to city, state to state for the put the information out there where they wanted. Just like, for example, what the Black Panther Party tried to get accomplished. So now that we have all this access to the internet, like we here today, it's like, so how can we go by it now? Get it and out there first with a plan, not a dream. A plan.
Gotta have a plan.
Plan and a goal. So once we get the plan, this is the plan and this is the goal. How you feel we should go by putting it out there, which is I see this is how we should put it out there, but do you think we're gonna stick together and go by the plan, go by the goal? Cause like I say, obviously America was built up on slave labor.
Right.
So they had a plan, they had a goal. Right. Like I said, they accomplished their plan, they goal. So now that America is built up, we in America, about force or choice. Right. So what is the plan and the goal for us to fix what we had? What happened has happened. It's not right, but now we can change. So we can't change the past, but we can change the future.
You gotta grow.
So I want to know the answer today. I'm pretty sure everybody else want to know, how can we fix this dream that Martin had and revamp it into a goal where we can have and we can have black owned business and we can have a service station on every corner. It's not hard to attain this stuff. Car washes popping up on every corner now. So we can change our own community. There's land all around our community. Yes, we were supposed to have that land. We didn't never get our 40 acres in our mirror, did it?
No, we did not.
So
I think after Lincoln died, that's when it disappeared.
Right.
But the point is, we stopped fighting for that. Now, first of all, the fight didn't end like the Indians didn't stop fighting. The Holocaust victims, the Jews, didn't stop fighting.
Right.
We stopped fighting. We stopped fighting in a goal just looking for a dream.
Right.
Instead of saying, you know what? This is what we want. Because most black people after slavery, after the civil rights, they wanted a community for themselves.
Right.
So they can have black-owned businesses and they can strive. And they say, you know what? They didn't trust white people after slavery. So they wanted that part. They promised us that we could have that part, so just like the Indians, so we can thrive. Right. We can govern ourselves. But now we can't even govern ourselves. So we got to actually start by going back to the foundation, to what was promised to us, and work toward getting. We need to get the NAACP. It's all right to be writing for everybody getting their rights. We got to ask ourselves, what's the ceiling of rights that we got?
Right.
So how many rights do we got to keep doing? I mean, you can keep on looking and get my rights and my rights and my rights, and how many rights I have? We need to get to the point where we're fighting for what belongs to us. We need our 40 acres and our mule, start our own communities, and build our own black businesses, own black banks. If you think about it, in the past, they had one black bank that you know of.
So what happened to Black Wall Street?
Wiped it out.
Yeah.
They wiped it out because, first of all, they didn't want us, black people, to actually go through and thrive without the people. So we want to be a melting pot. To be a melting pot, everybody got to come together. But we can't come together if we don't have anything. Because I feel like this: if I'm up here and you down here, we ain't got nothing in common. But until we reach that plateau where we both on the same plane, then we can come together. We can come together with our finances. We can come together with our ideals. But we can't come together without those things in place.
Okay, so I have two questions for you. Okay, one question is, I don't know what order I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna ask them in. Okay, so do you think the government assistance helped us or failed us? That's one question.
Okay.
And then the next question is, should we continue to keep the government assistance, or should we just put a pacifier out our mouth and actually get to what we need to do? Because it's like that government housing, that's a big major problem on some of the stuff we discussing of what happened, what was wrong. Like I say, was another project where they decided to do, and I don't know, was it there to help us, or did it help us, or what?
Okay, when you look at the part about should we release government funding. I don't think that's the total answer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like avoiding the government altogether. The key is using the resources that we have. We're not using the resources.
Right.
We are considering money given to us as free. And as Black people, if it's free, it has no merit. I didn't work for it,
no value.
So I don't value it.
No value.
So I'm going to spend it. So I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to build up my community with it. I'm not going to build up my house or my family with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to spend it freely because it's free. But money is not free. We all pay taxes. That money comes from our tax money. And I look at it like this. If you look around right now and you look at the average Black home,
mm-hmm.
ask them how much money they got in their bank. If they got $500 in their bank, it will be a miracle. Living paycheck to paycheck. Why? It's because we are not using the money given to us wisely.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the housing part, the foundation, we all sitting around like, oh, I get this money, I get this money. If I get the money, if we all bond together, we can get our own housing projects.
Right.
Not projects, but projects.
Right.
But we don't do that. We get our income tax money. What do? We go buy cars.
Mm-hmm.
We go buy jewelry.
Every year.
Things that have no real value because they're going to actually deplete over the years.
So all it really takes is a sacrifice, right? Because like you said, not that hit on me, we get our income tax money every year and we just spend it mostly on the same thing. It won't hurt to sacrifice and try this year. Even it might sound crazy. This really might sound crazy because it sounds like too much like right. Just say next year we decide. Because technically you don't need the money. That's money that was taken out your check, will garnish from your check, and a little bit we're giving back to you. So obviously, if we was doing the right thing, the common sense thing, it was save some of your money, throughout the year yourself. So if you save some of your money throughout the year, you won't have to worry about waiting on tax money. So it sounds like it would be a good idea. We decide, hey, let's pick a year. So the year, let's say it's 2027, just to give a year. Let's say, so we say everybody just gonna, of course we're gonna have rules to this. We're gonna come up with a plan, but everybody just put our tax money together for 1 year and let's do something with it. For example, just start with each city. Let's say we use Montgomery.
Right.
So we just put our tax money together and then let's start a business. It don't have to be multiple businesses. Just start one business and have an account dedicated for Black-owned business. Our own Black-owned business. We have an account and we get this business lunch and we go whatever change left. Hey, leave that in there and let's do it to the next year. Because that's money we're going to be spent anyway, right?
Right. You know what? Great thought. I'm looking at that and like to have it a larger piece.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say for example, you have an organization. You build an organization that actually takes this money in, right?
Right.
All the revenue from these businesses goes to everyone who contributed to the business, not for the year, but for the life of that business. So if the business lasts for 20 years,
generational wealth,
everybody gets.
Now, don't that sound like a good idea?
That sounds like a great idea.
So what do it take to make that type of stuff happen? Just like back to the original subject, Martin Luther King had a dream.
He had a dream.
So I don't want to say I want to dream because I want to go beyond dreaming. I want to act. I want to have a goal. I want to hold it. I want to taste it, feel it, see it. So I think that would be a good idea to have on the table. And I would rather say idea than dream because idea can start up here,
right,
and then end up here,
right.
End up here,
start here and never go nowhere,
right. So. What you think? I think that'd be a good idea, guys. We're gonna bring that up more on another episode. Should we decide to band together and choose a year for we just all we'll start a nonprofit organization, we all save our income tax money and put into the business? Because honest truth, if I'm wrong, I think of something to give you, but I'm not gonna be wrong. I guarantee you nobody have $1 they return for 2020. We had a lot of money flowing in 2020. So so you had stimulus. Even if you didn't, if you got lost your job, you had returned, you got unemployment. So you should have some kind of money put back from 2020. So do you have any of your tax return for 2020?
Do you have over $500 in your bank account?
That's the question. So, hey, listen, we just want to give y'all a glimpse of what we have to come. This gonna cover today's show of I Have a Dream. So, like I say, we not gonna have no itinerary of what the next episode is. You all just gonna have to like the videos that you like. You're gonna have to comment under the videos. You're gonna have to subscribe to the channel for you be able to keep up with the videos, because I can't call you and tell you, hey, I'm finna post a video today. Y'all gotta come check in to the Truth Be Told podcast. But hey, I'm your host, Pat.
I'm your host, Fred.
We appreciate you all for coming along and joining us on this podcast today.
And remember, we're gonna keep growing so that you can keep growing.
Truth be told.
I'm talking investment. Making wealth with the cryptocurrency. None to lose like a Martin Lawrence. Airbnb, just a little insurance. I'm popping and flexing. Remember when I had the band of crib? I hated a blessing. Like mama, we made it. Ain't no more stressing, yeah. My trust in the Lord, he gon' carry me.